am Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog at kicks96country.com. Our guest today is Janelle Arthur, East Tennessee native Janelle Arthur, and we're talking about her new single, duet with Dolly Parton, Hand Me Downs. How are you, Janelle?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So let's talk a little bit about East Tennessee, shall we?
Yeah.
I mean, you are originally from East Tennessee. I did get that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so where in East Tennessee are you from? Are you from the same part as Dolly, or just like adjacent?
My hometown is about an hour and 10 minutes from where Dolly was raised. But it's interesting. My hometown's Oliver Springs, Tennessee. It's, close to Knoxville. And then, but I got my first job when I was 8 years old singing in Pigeon Forge. So I actually lived in Pigeon Forge longer than I lived in my own hometown. But that's really, I consider Oliver Springs to be my hometown. So, because that's where my family is.
So now I'll say this, there is so much amazing country music that comes from that little corner of the world. I mean, not just East Tennessee, but Kentucky and the Carolinas and over there. You get some really great, amazing music. So I can only imagine that you growing up in the area that brought us Dolly Parton, the music that was in your life as a child had to have been just amazing. So is that what inspired you?
Absolutely. I mean, I had not only two parents that loved music, they're not really musical, but they loved music. And they not only played country music, on the radio and stuff like that and on the television, but I have an aunt and uncle that are very musical, and we would get together pretty much every family occasion, and there would be music around. We'd all be singing together, and that's kind of how country music started anyway. In the mountains, people that they really just found ways to make instruments, and they would write songs, make up songs, and sing together, and that was really how it all started. And it's interesting that that's kind of how my journey started as well. And my mom loved artists like Reba and Vince and people like that. So she would play it on the TV, and she started realizing how much I loved music from a really early age.
All right. So you actually know Dolly, to some degree. Like, you've been, I guess, friends with her since you were, like you said, you were 8. So was that the first time she ever heard you sing, or and you guys just had a friendship this entire time, your whole life?
Well, it's interesting because I was hired by Dollywood Theme Park really for the show that I did called Paradise Road. And I did meet Dolly at that time, and she and I had a few little conversations, and she was just really, you can tell just what a sweet person that she is. And I always remember she smelled really good too. That was one thing I remembered about her. But I got to know her then, but then over the years, I was performing in other shows. I was doing all kinds of other things. And so I lost touch with Dolly, and then she reconnected with me when I was on American Idol. So back in 2013, I was on American Idol, and I received a letter from her, and she was, just really showed me that she still believed in me and still remembered me and still supported me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so we really just kind of made that connection again when I was on the show. But then I got back to Nashville, started writing music again, and I reached out to a friend of mine who I met in the show that I did about Dolly's life when I portrayed a young Dolly. His name is Steve Summers. And I remember just thinking, I have to get this song to Dolly. This song I wrote with a friend of mine, Emily Lynch. And I remember thinking, I have to get this to Dolly. I don't know how. And then I remembered Steve Summers works for Dolly Parton Enterprises. So I reached out to him, and he was more than willing to just bring up the song to her, bring up the idea. And he played it for her. And the next thing I know, she was telling him to let me know. She just wanted to know what I wanted her to do, as if she didn't already know what to do, and as if I would care what she did. Yeah. Well, and please ignore my cats. My cats are running around making all kinds of noise. So just.
Oh no, I'm a cat.
Sorry about that.
I'm a cat person. Your cat, They want to sit on your shoulder and like just, hey, what's up? That's fine.
If they could, they would. This chair is a little tricky, but they've been all around me just making noise. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm 100% a cat person, so I get it. The song "Hand Me Downs." Now you mentioned Emily Lynch. Now she was a co-writer with you on the song,
She was
uh,
my co-writer, yes.
and the two of you it feels like, and I know that it's not, but and I know that this is a huge influence, but it feels like a Dolly song. It feels Dolly. It when I first heard it, and then her part came in. We're talking Dolly Parton duet, not Dolly Parton singing background vocals. This is a true duet, you and Dolly Parton, and it felt like a Dolly song. And I wondered about the songwriting credit, and so you just told me that Emily Lynch. So please give Emily Lynch congratulations on a song well written.
Yes, I sure will.
And having Dolly want to sing on it is the highest praise. Talk to us a little bit about the single. Talk to us about Hand Me Downs. What is the song? What does it mean?
Well, the song is really about pride in your heritage, and anything from physical traits to character traits to heirlooms and things that you may carry with you. You inherit a lot of things from your family, and it's just reaching a point where you're proud of those things, the quirks and the good and the bad and the everything. So that's really what the song is about. And it's interesting that you say that about it sounds like a Dolly song. It's unreal because that was not our intention at all. I mean, we weren't thinking anything about Dolly. And then what's unreal is that the second verse that Dolly sings says, Grandpa liked to wear his Bible out. And her grandpa was a preacher. And so it was just the way that it all fell together is just, to me, was divine, and just so meant to be. And the song is just so special, not only because of the lyrics, not only because of Dolly, but also because the heartbeat that you hear throughout the song is actually the sounds of my mother's heartbeat. So we recorded that, and I wanted it to be on the record going throughout the song.
So okay, you couldn't have made this a sweeter, more perfect, just a true country song. I mean, it's the song. It's, and I'm just speaking this from I mean, my mother is from Mississippi, and she raised me on country music. She loves country music, and my whole life has just been in it. And so, I mean, you name all the way from Hank Williams all the way forward, to Taylor Swift. My mother's a huge Taylor Swift fan. Don't ask me why. She's 83 years old. But she loves, if it's country, she's going to listen to it. She's probably going to love it. So when I heard the song, and I was like, this song just feels so perfect. It feels so much like that music that I know that my mother was listening to when I was a child, and that, and exposing me to. And it's just, it's a perfect fit, I think, for how folks need to feel about themselves and about the world that they live in. So you've done a magnificent thing, and having Dolly on it is just one extra level of incredible. So congratulations on that. The song is Hand Me Down, so anybody's looking for it, go to iTunes right now and get it. It's available. But I want to talk about like the greater project. What is Janelle Arthur's full album? Is that available? Is that out there, or is it just this song for right now?
It's just this song, and I'm hopefully going to have some more songs coming out at some point. But I'm mainly focusing on this song right now, and just hope that it gets out there to the world in whatever way that God wants it to. I'm just so happy that people are loving it, people are streaming it, people are buying it, and that really means the world to me, because these songs that we write, they're like our babies, so we're proud and happy when people love them too.
Absolutely. Well, Janelle, do you have any plans for like a tour? I mean, I know it's been a minute since American Idol, but you're probably done with the American Idol tour and all that. But what about like, I mean, do you, I mean, it's time of COVID, and everybody I've talked to in the last year, I've asked the same question, and it's starting to get a little old, but it's still one that's relevant. It's like, how has the last year impacted you? I mean, other than the obvious, how has it changed your approach to what you do?
Well, one good thing that started with all of this, with the shutdown and everything, well, first of all, of course, it affected what we do when we play live. Like we couldn't play out where people were and stuff like that. Venues were shutting down. But I found a friend and a friend and myself, we found a way to perform, but still in a safe environment. We performed on people's porches for a while. So we did stuff like that. And we did a little tour. Honestly, we went through Texas and Georgia, Oklahoma.
Why didn't you come to North Alabama? You should have come to Muscle Shoals.
Oh, guess what? No, guess what? You're gonna be mad at me. I actually did a show in Killen.
Oh, that's 40 minutes from me.
I know.
Not even 40. That's 30 minutes.
If I had known you at the time, you would have been invited. So,
oh gosh, I could have been in
next
Killen
time.
In no time. Oh,
next time.
Make
but
sure.
Yeah, but the song Hand Me Downs was supposed to come out last year, right after my song called White Horse, and it was supposed to. That was supposed to be the setup of Hand Me Downs, and then everything happened in the world, and I knew that was not the right time to put this song out, and so we held on to it. But some good things that came from all of that would be like the fact that I had been co-writing for so long that I had forgotten what it was like to write songs by myself. I grew up writing songs by myself, and then I moved to Nashville and I start writing with all kinds of different people. And it can kind of become a crutch. It can kind of be like a thing where you need to write with someone else to have that affirmation. And to know like, oh, that's a good line, or that's not a good line, or whatever. And so it forced me to be cooped up in my house, and I actually wrote quite a few songs by myself for the first time in a while. So that was a good thing for me, a good exercise for me as an artist. And so yeah, there were some good things that came out of this weird time in our lives.
I think the porch tour, I think it's brilliant, and I'd love to see that
Thank
continue.
you.
That's one of the things that has fascinated me about the last year. All of the resilience of artists and artistry and music, and the want for it and the need to create it and to find a way, and all of the innovative things that have come out of that, like that's the first of that kind I've heard. And I'm like, that's brilliant. Why haven't we done more of that? And I think stuff like that should continue. Well, our guest is Janelle Arthur, and Janelle, the single Hand Me Downs is brilliant. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I'm going to go and listen to it again just now that I know the secret of the heartbeat. And I'll probably cry. I'm going to turn my camera off so you don't have to watch that. It's nothing you want to see. But if you've got like thousands and thousands of new fans now who watch this and they want to find out more about Janelle Arthur, where do they go to find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that stuff. My website's under construction, but eventually my website will be back up running, to its fullest. But right now, look me up on Facebook. I'm always checking my Facebook and Instagram, really, mostly my inbox messages. I love to keep in touch with everybody.
Okay. And make sure you go and find it. You're on all the streaming platforms, right? The iTunes and the Spotify and all that.
Yes, I am. I have tons of music, quite a bit of music on Spotify and Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, all that stuff. And then, of course, my new duet with Dolly Parton, Hand Me Downs. I hope you'll stream it. I hope you'll share it. I hope you love it.
All right. And also, if you want to hear it on your favorite country station, please call me at Kicks 96, and I'll be happy to play it for you. I can't wait until you call me and say, play Hand Me Downs. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'll play it right now. I'll do that. Okay. Janelle, thank you so much. And maybe next time, hopefully next time, we'll get an in-person visit. You can come and play for us live here. We've got a porch at the radio station. We've got one, and you're welcome to play on it. All right.
I'm ready.
Muscle
I'm ready
Shoals,
whenever.
We've got the music history. You've got to come here and play some.
That's right.
All right.
Love it.
All right. Janelle Arthur is our guest. Go find her on all the socials and stream her song on all the platforms. Janelle, you have a lovely rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.
We'll see all the rest of you next time on another artist video blog at Kicks 96 Country.
I've been giving up, passed it on, I've learned